You have probably seen it before. I mean, you have some lower end, which is descriptive analytics. You can have higher up, you can have predictive analytics, just as we saw from Industriens Pension, that is used for several purposes. But what we face when we are out there with our customers, we face actually that the data foundation, as we also saw in the previous one, the data foundation is actually struggling. A lot of companies are struggling for the very, very basic. How do I avoid copying it into many copies, as you just mentioned before? How do I make this smooth? What we also see as a typical setup is actually we have many companies out there who are on-premise, like Industriens Pension. Again, but it's actually very good because it's a typical setup that you bring to the table. Many companies are like this. So we would like to address typical challenges today, and that is an on-prem SQL server, which is I've been working for many years. And then in Denmark, a lot of people have favorites in Microsoft, so Azure Data Factory is also very popular in many places. So many walks towards these things. So what we're going to talk about today is how can you easily come in a good, robust way from the on-premise SQL server via Azure Data Factory to Snowflake and have dbt on top, and hopefully including a demo. The first one is the data platform itself, Snowflake, the reason why we're here. So what we see many places is that you have a central data analytics team. It's they bring the data inside, they enhance it, they transform it and do insights. But they are also in many companies, like we just heard with the actuaries, and I'm also working with insurance companies, pension life companies. Yes, there are these, and they like a lot of data. So it's distributed. They would like to read it and use it for their own analysis, hopefully in a smooth way. This drawing that you see here is actually a modified drawing of a drawing that was made 1 year back. I presented it in Amsterdam together with Velliv. We have Velliv here, where we talked about in Amsterdam Snowflake World Tour, where we presented a slightly different version of this one. But it is intended to demonstrate that you have different domains, swim lanes within an organization who can work independently of each other. That is the idea of this showing, where the central swim lane or the middle swim lane is the central team who's providing it to others. This one comes in many flavors. This here is just a very typical scenario that is set up. We'd like to do a demo of this one where we're using Terraform to manipulate Snowflake, where we'll show, or Tamas will show, how you can add a new data domain.
So after the description, it's time for a demo. Here we can see our demo setup, where we created one domain with 2 environments. We gave the EDVH 4-character abbreviation for our main domain, and we created the project to include all the automation. For example, we automatically assign the roles to create this hierarchy. We create 3 main roles: the transformer, the loader, and a reporter. And this is the graph for the transformer. We can also see in the databases, we have specific databases for row and analytics layer for both environments. And also we automatically create the warehouses for them. In this demo, we use Terraform to define our setup, and we use modules and separate business logic to create the platform according to our configuration file that we can see here. And we can imagine a situation when we have the main domain and there is a requirement to create a new domain because a new department is needing this, so that we can easily just define our new domain, define our warehouses, the raw and analytical databases, and we can start a Terraform apply, which will create everything that is needed for us in a very short time. For this presentation, we use this demo environment, which is connected to the Terraform cloud. We usually connect it with the normal Terraform client, but here we can showcase the simplicity of the cloud version. After refreshing, we can see our locally started Terraform apply command is already running, and here are changes that are getting executed immediately. Going back to the platform, we can soon see the new domain is getting created with the databases, the new warehouses, and also our new roles. So that our sales domain is ready for use. This was our demo, and I would like Ejvind to continue.
Thank you very much. So I don't know if you noticed, but this one generated 365 objects. So it is a way to try to uniform things, to make it identical across all the domains in a simple way. Yeah. The next thing that we'll look at is Azure Data Factory. We chose Azure Data Factory because it's very popular, and I have a common client together with Martin Didriksen sitting in the blue at the left. So him and me, we designed an application to run on Azure Data Factory. Martin, he has developed it, and actually Tamas has implemented it. It's a co-effort. So what we looked at is that we looked at source systems with hundreds or maybe thousands of tables, and we said that there must be some easier way to do this. And this is what is shown in this picture here, where we actually read the metadata from the SQL Server information schema, if you're aware. And then we populate that to a Streamlined app with a configuration table, where you can actually modify what table you want, if you need to have columns changed, whatever. It is a declarative design. It's the same way as DACPack, for those of you who know SQL Server DACPack. Actually, exactly the same. Also in Terraform, it's also DACPack, or it's a declarative. You specify the end result, and then it just makes whatever changes are needed. We don't use the Snowflake built-in DevOps functionality. I was visiting Snowflake in San Francisco, Snowflake Summit, where I talked to the lead developer for Terraform and also some other people in that area, and I didn't feel comfortable that we could rely on this. And I believe Martin, he has the same opinion. So therefore, by constructing this one ourselves, we are completely in charge. So we can do exactly the way it works, the way we would like to have it. For those of you who work with Fivetran, this is very similar to how Fivetran operates. So how does it work in reality? It works like, number one, you get presented what we can see from the source in the Streamlined app. Out of that comes a JSON file, which is running in a release pipeline in Azure DevOps. saved into Git. From there, via Snow CLI, the Snow CLI reads the requested target, compares it to the environment, and then it constructs the alter statement needed, or create table or alter statement needed. Very much the same as DACPack. Along with that, it also put constants into a storage account connected to ADF, which is actually a pipeline definition. So the pipeline has a simple for each loop, and if you add a new row, it'll just grab a new table, 100% automatic. As a developer, when you're done with it, when you're happy with what you see in development environment, then you push the branch to production release pipeline, and there you see exactly the same pattern. Then it'll run in production, right? Does all of this make sense? Not really? Okay. We don't have time for demo for this one today. We have only 30 minutes. So what I've done here is that I've taken a screenshot of the Streamlined app inside Snowflake, which is used to configure stuff. And you can see on the top you have a table name, you have column names, you have the primary key, you have actually a where clause for incremental extracting. All of this is metadata driven from the source itself. Yes. That was Azure Data Factory. Any questions to this? Okay. Then we go to the last one. This is the I can see it's dark. It's not really so easy to read. This is dbt on top. So dbt, as we was briefly touched upon earlier on, is a very popular tool on top of Snowflake transformation tool. They had a conference in October where I participated, and they presented at that conference the dbt project evaluator. It's a package which already exists, but they have enhanced it a lot. It's a package like on your app store for your iPhone, some final application that you can just download and you can use it. And what it does is that it ensures that we use Snowflake in the right way. It is developed by their professional services team with all the experience that they have when they have been out with clients. And it tries to enforce best practice, because the professional services team, they call them, I mean, it's the same as the Snowflake professional services team. You call them if you have a problem with your installation or something that's not working. But here they have, packaged it into so-called package in Package Hub. And it tests for a number of areas in these 6 domains or topics: modeling, testing, documentation, structure, performance, and governance. I have a link here to GitHub, and in GitHub they have described quite detailed exactly what they're testing for. So let's assume you run this, and then you get something up, you get an error message, this here is not according to best practice. What can you do then if this is actually intended and you want to live with it? This is how you like to have it. Then you can put an exception list in exactly, so that next time it will bypass this one which you have already approved. So this one we will also do a demo on with dbt Cloud and with Snowflake.
So time for our second demo, where we prepared a dbt project to showcase this project evaluator. For this, we used a very common Jaffle shop example from dbt, and we grabbed some dummy data and models from the internet. And we can see the lineage of it visualized here. This feature is a very nice one from dbt. So if we run dbt build, this will build all our models and run our tests. But this project evaluator is also configured, so it will run automated tests according to the best practices, and it will check our repository how much we follow this, and currently it raises a warning when it finds something. So we can see there is this undocumented models problem. To get more information on it, we need to come to the official documentation, to the list of rules, and search for the error message. By clicking on it, we get a little bit more information what this error means, and also suggestion how to remediate it. So basically, this error means one of our model is not documented, and to fix it, we need to query this source. We can also see how seamlessly dbt connects with our Snowflake tenant, because with this query, we basically query a view that is created under my schema in our Snowflake account. So we can see it's the same resource. And to remove this warning, we need to come to the Jaffa Shop customer, and we can see that actually our description was commented. So we uncomment it and run our tests again, and we will see all our tests passing. When we configure a dbt project for our customers, we follow all the best practices and instruct the developers. But when they start to use a new tool, it's very hard for them to follow all the requirements. So this tool can help to get away from errors that are painful later. This was our final demo, and the last slide is mine. Thank you.
Any questions? Otherwise, there'll be a break until the next session, which is Velliv, Jakob and Boris, and 5:20.